If you've ever wondered which trading strategies are actually making money, not back tests, not screenshots, not taking someone's word for it, but live in the real market, you're in the right place. I've been tracking the data and I've been watching these trading strategies live through third-party data feeds over the past months. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact trading strategies that are crushing it right now and how you can copy them into your very own trading account for free. Now, that might sound like a bold claim in 2025, but I am so confident that by the end of this video, I'm going to give you exactly what I said I was going to give you. And if I do not, please thumbs down the video. The issue that we have right now is that it is very, very difficult to trust anybody on social media or really anybody on the internet in general. We do not know who is actually telling the truth. We don't know if someone's actually making money via their trades or if they're making money selling other things or by appearing as if they are very successful, which only fuels them to make even more money through the followers and through the eyes that they're getting on their content. You even have issues with backtests because a lot of backtests could be curve fitted, which essentially means that you're not going to get the same returns that the backtest is showing you when you actually go and trade live. So the only way that we can actually verify a trading strategy is we need to see exactly the entry, exactly the exit. We need to track it with a third-party data feed. So we need to know that, okay, I'm not just giving you my word for it. It is being tracked by a third party. And then we have to let that play out for weeks, months, and many, many trades. So we actually have a decent sample size. Someone could technically just buy Bitcoin. It's been on a big run and play some leverage. Now they have an insane strategy that looks like it's incredible. But do we actually think that that's going to perform over the course of weeks, months, years, and be consistent? Probably not. You're just riding on the potential that Bitcoin has to go higher. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm now on AlphaInsider.com, and the reason why is because here we see trading strategies that are tracked by a third party, Polygon data feeds, and all of these are being watched essentially in real time. Not essentially, they are being watched in real time. So when a trade comes in and it triggers, boom, it gets updated here on the chart and we can see the dot popping up with a buy or a sell. Now, over the past year, there's kind of, at least for what I've seen, somewhat of a recurring theme. And I've seen this VOS strategy quite a bit. And if you're curious about what the VOS strategy means, if I click into it, we can see a bit more details. And if you want to look deeper into this, I'd recommend looking it up on your own. But all I really care about, to be honest with you, to make it simple, is that it's making money, it's working. Okay, so we can see that this is up 415% in the past year, which is nuts. That's actually insane. If you had the opportunity to invest in something that's up 400% this year, I mean, the S&P isn't even remotely close to that. And on average, it returns 10% per year. So if you can beat the S&P on a somewhat consistent basis, if that continues, I mean, that sounds pretty darn good to me. So we've got the coin VOS strategy, the PLTR, Palantir VOS strategy as well. These seemingly are like not super active. We have a bunch of dots going on, so more of like a swing trading strategy. We've got this one right here, which is even less active, and then a couple right here that are brand new. So I'd be skeptical behind some of these that don't have any dots on them or have very few dots. And then we have this one right here that's also been around for quite some time, the INTC DEMA strategy. This one over the past year, 185%, which is still insane. Now, of course, it's skewed because we're looking at something that's up 400 and you're like, oh my gosh, if this is up 400, then 185, that sucks. 185 is still crazy, let's be honest, okay? If you made 185% in your trading account this year, you're like in the top, I don't know, very small percentage of traders because we know most aren't making money, but even those who are making money, a lot are like near break even or just north of break even. There's very, very few that are actually crushing it. So that's insane. Over the past 5 years, the strategy hasn't been around that long. It's actually only been around since, looks like February 7th, 2024. So only about, what is that, like a year and a half from when I'm making the video? Almost, well, we're getting closer to 2 years. Not that crazy, but that's up 247% in the past year and a half almost. That's great. That's on great pace if it continues. It's on great pace. That's all we can say. So that's cool, but what is going on here? It's clearly trading Intel. You click into the strategy, we can see what it actually trades, and it just trades Intel, buys and sells Intel via this DEMA strategy, which they don't give us too much information on this. And the people who create these strategies and upload to the site, they have essentially their own discretion of what they want to put here. They can put as much or as little information in the description as they want. So we don't have a ton of information on this one personally in terms of how it works, but all we know that it's making money and it seems to be working quite well. But if you were to go back, and so we have right now the past year, this is up 185%. If I was to jump over to my trading view and I was to pull up INTC, and I was going to tell you what INTC is looking like over the past year. So right now, we're looking at October 1st. So if I take you back to October 1st and where the market closed October 1st of 2024 to right now, we would be up if you just bought and held INTC. You'd have a lot of chop, but as of late, it's doing well. You'd be up 56.32%. That's pretty good. If you ask me, that's better than the S&P returns, but with this trading strategy, you'd be up 185%. And it's moving because it's currently in a trade, but that's crazy. That's telling me that there is value in the activity of the strategy. Because if the strategy is very similar in terms of performance to what the buy and hold of the stock would be, I mean, why take the risk? Why potentially have the risk of doing too much when you could just buy and hold? That's not what's going on here. So based off of the past year, what I'm noticing is there's really three that stand out. I mean, you can make a fourth, I guess, in addition, but there's really three that stand out to me. And that would be this INTC, the Intel DEMA strategy down here by crypto user. Then I have the Coin VOS strategy, which is an absolute monster, 421% in the past year. Let's go take a peek at how Coinbase has done over the past year. So if I jump over to Coinbase over the past year, let's go back to October 1st to right now, Coinbase is up 110%. That's pretty darn good. That's actually really good. 110% in the past year. That's really good. But again, this is up roughly 4 times that to over 420%. That's crazy. Then we have the Palantir VOS strategy. Now, Palantir has been on an absolute tear. Let's check out how this one looks like over the past year. It's up 387% on the strategy, but if the buy and hold on PLTR, let's take a look at what that would be like. October 1st to right now, it's up 408%. So here is a situation where, to be honest with you, you'd actually make more money just buying and holding Palantir. This has been on an absolute insane run, which kind of negates the need for the strategy. It's up very much the same, but that's kind of crazy. We don't really see that very often. So after I look at these, I say to myself, if you don't want to use the Palantir because it technically would have been better just to buy and hold, there's really two that make the most sense, as in these are strategies that actually could be very, very useful to add to a portfolio or to even trade. And that would be the Coin VOS and the Intel DEMA. But what I also want to take into consideration here is the drawdown. So on this page, we have this little arrow to the downside. If you hover over that, that's going to tell you your max drawdown. So from the peak to like the trough, what was the biggest peak to trough move? 60% drawdown on the Coin VOS. Now, when we have some of these strategies that are huge, as in like they're up so much, we tend to see larger drawdowns because you have to stomach some volatility. It's kind of like you got to risk something to make something. And the stuff that's not as risky, as in they don't have as huge drawdowns, might not see the same size returns, but could be more stable and maybe make you less money, but more consistent and have less risk. If I go down to the Intel DEMA has a 38% max drawdown. So to me, that's a lot safer. Now, still substantial, don't get me wrong, but that's a lot safer than 61 or 60% max drawdown. If I really wanted to, I can go up in the search bar and I can go buy the max drawdown and I can have this set to 30%. So I can have this customized to show me stuff that's below 30% max drawdown so I can see cleaner charts. The problem is that you're gonna find a lot of strategies on here that don't trade very often, that have just been on a lucky run. This one right here trades a lot more frequently, but look at this. It's up 67.5% on the year. Still insane, like still blowing away the S&P, but the max drawdown here, 24%. So that's easily, stomachable. I can stomach through that. But okay, cool. So we found a couple that make sense that could work. Let's go back to our original search. Let's say that I like the Coin VOS and the INTC DEMA, and I'm like, yo, these are great. I want to trade these. Like, how do we follow these? Can we actually do that? Now, yes, you can. So if you click on the strategy, which by the way, with a free account on AlphaInsider, you can do everything I've done so far, okay? There's no paywall for this stuff. Inside here, you can then see all the trades that are being made. So you can actually go back and verify things. This is essentially the third-party data feed's doing for us here. It's verifying all of this. But up in the top right, I can go over to this guy right here. So this is the alerts tab. So I can get alerted every time it takes a trade. So from now on, every one of these that populates here, I'm going to get a notification on AlphaInsider when that happens. And I can download the app and have it sent to my phone, which is great. I recommend it because a lot of us are mobile these days. And boom, I'm going to be able to follow it, and I can go into my broker and place the exact same trade that the strategy took with the sizing that I want to use on my brokerage platform based off of this. And if I wanted to use options and I want to take on that extra risk myself, I mean, I could go for it. Just understand that there's a lot of risk with that because I don't know when the next sale will be. I can say on average, the trades take a couple of days, but I don't know. Maybe it's going to be 2-3 weeks. Maybe it'll be a month. Maybe it'll be 2 months. So picking the expiration becomes a bit more risky, at least for this specific approach. But you might be noticing, okay, next to that trades button, like there's an auto trade. Like, what is that? Guys, when I tell you, you can see these strategies on the site, and then you can legitimately automate them with your broker. So you do not actually have to manually place the trades on your phone or computer. If it happens when you're at work, if it happens when you're sleeping, if it happens when you're at school, if it happens when you're outside playing in the yard, it doesn't matter. You won't miss it, which means you're going to get much better fills and stay so much more accurate in terms of the performance that the strategy is seeing, because from the time the alert triggers and you get the notification, oh, the strategy took a trade, within seconds, your broker will have already taken care of it. Already entered, already exited, done. All you got to do, come in and just check how it's doing. That's it. That's all you have to do. So I click on auto trade. This is a stock trading strategy. So right now, Alpaca is the option. Now there is soon to be positive news on the front of the PDT rule. The reason why this says $25,000 is because of the pattern day trade rule. Just in case the strategy was to fire off a couple of trades in a 5-day span and you would be, let's say, flagged as a pattern day trader, we don't want that to happen. So that's what that 25 is there for. But I believe that number is going to be changing to around 2,000 or 2,500, or it's proposed to be changed in the coming weeks and months from when I am making this video. Very, very promising, very hopeful, but that's why that says that. If you want to trade crypto, any crypto strategy on the site, for example, this one right here, if I click on auto trade, I can do so with 3 different brokers and as little as $100. So back to the CoinVos strategy, you can also create a paper account with Alpaca, which I have done. I've turned mine off because I'm not using it right now. And you can do that to just test things out, see how it works. But if you have the funds or this number gets dropped down because of the new SEC rules, you can have this all taken care of for you without having to lift a finger once you set it up. In the meantime, send those alerts to your phone and then just take the trades yourself. But you're at least going to be copying a strategy that has a proven track record. These are not made by me. These are not made by other guys behind the scenes at AlphaInsider. These are strategies actually taken from TradingView. Users like you and me can create a strategy on TradingView, send it to AlphaInsider. It then gets tracked like we see right here, so we can then see how it trades. And then we can take that and say, hey, I want that on my own brokerage account. Let's go. Let's ride. And I can have it sent to my brokerage. You can do one of these for free. So you can literally have a live money automated trading bot for you, trading one strategy for free. If you want to add multiple strategies into your bot, like you want to have the CoinVos strategy, and then you want to diversify with, let's say, the INTC DEMA strategy, that's where you'll have to pay AlphaInsider to be able to do that. But you can set one of these up for free and have it fully automated for free. If you go back to the beginning, that is me delivering on the exact promise I made the first 2 seconds of the video. I'll leave a link to AlphaInsider below if you want to check it out, if you want to sign up for free, you want to automate your first strategy for free. But from there, it's up to you. Make your own on TradingView, send it to the site, use your own, keep them private, make it public, whatever you want to do. It's all here, all being tracked in real time. The more we have on the site, the merrier and the better for all of us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope it was helpful. See you in the next one.